Our brains, at their very core, boil down to signals, on or off, ones and zeros. They work in much the same way as a computer and can essentially be boiled down to being very complex machines. That is how a materialist would view it, and modern science tends to view things in a very materialistic way. There is little room for non-physical phenomena, because they can't be tested and can't be replicated using the normal means. But we have all experienced something outside of what is accepted as the norm. Entire communities gather around the idea that there is far more to the world than what we know. Entire communities are dedicated to documenting glitches in the matrix, as if we live in some kind of simulation that is dictated by code. However, recent science is proving that this idea is not as far-fetched as some would have previously thought. At the smallest scales, matter begins to act very strangely, and there are even experiments that suggest that consciousness can directly affect matter. Atoms are 99.99% empty space. There have been experiments done that seem to say that someone's focus can literally alter the fabric of reality. At the quantum level, reality dissolves into nothingness, nothing but probability, chance. In fact, electrons don't actually appear in one place over another until they are observed. Reality reacts to being observed, and in order to observe, there must be consciousness. What is this strange thing that we are all a part of? Scientists say they can detect gravity waves from outside of our universe playing an effect on ours, and some say that there may be traces from universes outside of ours. There really are so many strange phenomena going on in this world, and the deeper you look into it, the stranger it all seems. When viewing pictures of neurons in a brain, for example, it resembles pictures that scientists have put together of the known universe, with all of the galaxies appearing as specks of dust in a vast network of stars. Are things like reincarnation real? Is there life after death? What is death? What is life? We are all made of atoms. And when my body dies, my atoms are not destroyed. They simply move into another form of existence. In fact, the atoms that make up your body are constantly changing. You are not a solid state. The atoms that make up your body were once part of stars in the early universe. In order to get a different view of consciousness, you must shift your understanding, shift your perspective. Some people achieve this using substances called psychedelics. These are chemicals that are coming back into the mainstream, and with more and more people describing their experiences on these substances, the more we see that our reality is a fragile illusion generated by our brains that have evolved to filter out unnecessary data. There is so much information whizzing by, and we miss out on most of it. We can only perceive a small fraction of the light and sound frequencies. We can only gather first-hand data using our senses, yet we know that they can be tricked by sensory illusions. And in fact, sensory input can be inputted directly by electrical impulses into our brain, causing us to perceive things that are not really going on. How do you know you're not just a brain in a vat? How do you know you're not just code in a computer system? We may all be in one large dream. We may not exist in the way that we have previously thought. All we can know is what we think. Do you even know if you have free will or not? Are you listening to this because it has always been predetermined since the beginning of the universe? Could you have ever done anything else? The deeper one looks into reality, the crazier it all seems. Everything we are is caused by chemical reactions that are determined by physical reactions that are determined by mathematical properties. And when scientists look deeper into the equations they use to describe the universe in string theory, they find self-correcting block code, ones and zeros, that like you would find in a browser. The whole point of all of this is to get you to think differently about the world. Our existence is not as we have thought. It is not so mundane. We really don't know anything about what's going on in this universe. But that's kind of amazing. That opens up so many doors, infinite possibility. If we know nothing, then nothing is certain, and really anything is possible.